Very special day. Usually he's with us on Mondays after a weekend. Pro Bowl left tackle playing for the 9 seasons for the Tennessee Titans. Co-host of Bussin' with the Boys podcast, Taylor LEWAN. And we have a question right away from Trey Herring. How long did it take to grow that caterpillar below your nose, buddy?
This boy right here, I've had this little guy since 2016. Met my wife, had a pasty little beard going on, shaved it bare, and she said, "Don't do that." And so I had a mustache from then on. I'm going to be a mustache guy my entire life. Great question. Love the use of caterpillar.
Yes, love the use of caterpillar as well, and it's clearly the key to a successful marriage. All of these relationship coaches and Instagram, people, they don't know what they're talking. Grow a mustache, and that's the key to everlasting love. Let's talk about Jim Harbaugh and the fit. Speaking of chemistry, speaking of love and matchmaking, you said that if you were to take any job in the NFL, it should be with the Chargers. And then matchmaker, you made a match. What do you think?
So here's the deal. I think this is a huge win for the Chargers. I think this is a huge win for that entire franchise. They kind of been living in the shadow of the Rams ever since both teams went to LA. I'll say this now. Chargers, if they have patience and they're willing to let Harbaugh put his culture in there, 3 years they're winning the AFC West within 3 years. They have the talent, they have the capability, and now they have a coach in there who I think I saw something this morning that he has the winningest percentage of any active coach in the NFL right now.
Did you just say 3 years to win the West?
He'll win the West in 3 years, yes. I think Patrick Mahomes is still dangerous. We'll see it this weekend. But 3 years, they're going to win the AFC West.
I'm taking, that's not like exciting to me. Should I be? I'm trying to think if I'm a Chargers fan, am I like,
Yeah. Happiness in life, Kay, is low expectations. And so I think if you say 3 year time, win the West, and then after that, we go after the Super Bowl. I think it could happen way sooner than that, but I'm not going to jump out of my heels right now.
Okay, the Chargers have always had a lot of talent. Of course, they've got Herbert, they've got all these guys. But you're saying they're going to win the West. I think that's great. Let's talk about VRABEL, okay? I know that news hit you hard. It was a bit shocking. Yesterday, the Titans, not going to talk about VRABEL. Sorry, we're going to talk about Brian Callahan. I need your thoughts on him getting the gig and getting to town, and I apologize for being just a crap host today. Go for it.
I think it's a good hire. It's a really good hire, and it bums me out because I do love VRABEL so much. But you saw what he did with the Bengals with Joe Burrow, the time that they were both there at the same time, and he kind of, Joe's an elite talent, but able to develop and make it better and give him opportunities throughout the field. I know he wasn't calling the plays all the time, but this guy, he's a stud. And I think of some of those guys, I believe is it T. Higgins who's going to be a free agent? I think he finds his way down to Nashville, Tennessee as well. And
Whoa!
There's times the times of the NFL in the last decade or so has been this pass heavy, open them up, kind of get more towards a spread type, not running so much. And Nashville's been behind. We've been in the Derrick Henry era where we run the ball 30 times a game type of thing, and now it's going to open up and it's going to be put points on the board for Tennessee. It's going to be exciting offense to see.
Don't pluck out of Cincinnati. I mean, and you know what? T's from Tennessee. You're going to take T. Higgins away from me. That makes sense.
You broke up a little.
I said T's from Tennessee. It makes sense to me. Callahan. What people might not know about. I won't. Yeah, people are saying she won't like your idea of stealing T. No, I do not. But this dude Callahan, he helped Stafford. He helped Derek Carr to over 4,000-yard seasons. Of course, obvious success with Burrow and Browning. Him and Will Levis. What kind of match is that?
I think tactically it's a great matchup. I think Amy did a great job throughout this process with Brandon, with a young quarterback who has shown bouts of talent. You saw in his first start against the Atlanta Falcons. He's a stud. He has the capability of being a stud. Now it's about protecting him and making sure you can give him pieces to get the ball out of his hands fast. And I think that's what Callahan's going to do. That's why he was brought in. When we go through the interview process, I guarantee that was like one of the main points for them was how do we get it so we have this young quarterback and develop him as much as possible. So this is going to be a match made in heaven. I think it's going to be a very successful time for the Tennessee Titans.
So last weekend you're watching these divisional round games, they call it the throwdown round. We all see Jason Kelce. Now we've all seen it too much. It's been everywhere. But he's wilding out in the box. Your first instinct was to challenge him, of course, to a chug-off at the Bussin' with the Boys Beer Olympics. What do I need to know?
So there was talk about the Kelce brothers coming to Beer Olympics last year, and it ended up not working out. Jason, being a man of the people, had a charity event that conflicted with the situation. I've been in text with him. We've been back and forth over the phone, and I believe the Kelce brothers will be at Beer Olympics this year. There's an elite chug by him. We both pride ourselves. I think offensive linemen in general pride themselves on the ability to guzzle beer as fast as possible, and it'll be like a UFC main title event type of thing that I'm really excited for.
Who has the advantage there? I don't know. I'm looking at both of those photos. Let's see. Who's got the advantage? You or Kelce?
If you play at the same time, I edge him out in this video, but just like football, any given chug, any given chug, it can happen. So the man, he's got some weight on me now. I've lost a couple of pounds. I'm gonna have to put a couple pounds on for this whole thing. But yeah, I'll train. I'm going to start training right after the Super Bowl. It's a big deal to me, Kate. This is one of the bigger events of my entire life, and that includes my entire football career.
And don't I know it? Here's my question. Do the shirts have to come off? Like
Tarps are always optional.
What would be, okay, because like, can the shirts stay on for a beer chugging situation? I don't quite understand the rules.
Yeah, for beer chug, I think the apparel is always an option. For me, honestly, if the sun's out and it's above 80 degrees, there's no reason to have a shirt on, especially when there's a pool nearby. Doesn't matter how good or how bad you look, just throw that thing off and throw a tan on it. Tone, tatted, or tan. Those are the three keys to look good. Yeah,
I believe it was negative 7 bajillion degrees in Buffalo, and I believe you're at a hockey game, and I've been to a hockey game, and I don't exactly think it's 80 and sunny up there, buddy.
No doubt, but I do. You gotta love Jason. Just Bills Mafia is one of the hardest fan bases besides Philadelphia to even be liked if you play for the team.
It's so
Him
true.
Jumping out in the crowd and getting rowdy with the people, that is just as cool as it gets. The man, last year, obviously Travis Kelce hosting SNL, winning the Super Bowl, beating his brother as the year of Travis, and now Travis is dating Taylor Swift. But we got a sneaky comeback player in the year of 2024, and that's Jason Kelce. Man's been called the sexiest man on earth. He's doing a great job on New Heights podcast. They really are. The Kelce brothers are dominating the United States of America landscape right now.
I love it. So we're looking forward to that. Beer chugging with Bussin' with the boys, guys. Download, subscribe to the podcast, of course. It's all over the place. I imagine you'll be at Super Bowl. Are you bringing the bus?
The bus does not run, but I and myself and Will Compton will be at the Super Bowl from Sunday to Monday, actually.
Okay. We keep losing Taylor.
Okay. Got a lot of stuff to get done back and forth.
Okay, excited. I'm excited to see you. I think you'll be on our set for a little bit. Before the wild card round, you put out a power rankings with your rooting status for the playoffs. So 3 of the 5 teams you were most excited about are still left in the Niners, the Lions, and the Ravens. One didn't make the cut. No Chiefs. ¿Por qué?
Chiefs had their time, man. I mean, I love it, but like they're so good all the time. It would be cool to see Lamar Jackson get one. It would have been awesome to see the Bills in that thing because we saw what they did way back in like the 90s and stuff like that, going to like 4 of them in a row and never getting it. And then Josh Allen, the year he's had. But I got so many friends at the podcast that come on from the 49ers and guys like George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey, Fred Warner, those dudes. They deserve a Super Bowl. I believe they would have been in the Super Bowl last year if they didn't have the injury to Brock Purdy in the NFC Championship. And so with Debo being a question mark, if they can just get past this one, they're heavy favorites in this one, but they can just get past it, I think obviously they got a big shot to win it.
We're all eyes, if you're a Chiefs fan and you're into the nitty-gritty, as a lot of Chiefs are, they love – goodbye, Taylor. Do we have Taylor? Can he hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. All eyes are on Joe Thuney, kind of, because people, if you're a football savant, you know what he brings to that team, of course. And it was reported that he's unlikely to play in the game, which is tough. I want to know what your thoughts are on that. And Juwan Taylor, this is somebody who's had penalty issues week in, week out, like it's death taxes, and Juwan Taylor gets flagged for something. And now that they have Clowney, Van Noy, the Ravens defense, they've got to deal with them. What's your confidence level that this O-line can hold up in this game?
I think the confidence is, I'm not so worried with the O-line because you have Patrick Mahomes and he has the ability to extend plays. Like, you get a guy that's stationary and sits in there. You need that offensive line, but you saw it last week with Pat, the way he was able to maneuver and get around and find those openings in zone coverage against the Bills. It was extremely impressive. This is one that obviously, like the Ravens right now, the way they're playing, the way they came out after having a week bye, is one of those things where it's like, who's really going to beat them? And the only team that you're looking at in the AFC that could be that team is the team that's in the AFC Championship every single year. And this is uncharted waters for Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes has done this over and over and over again. They were actually underdogs last week away, and it sucks to see offensive linemen go down because you need them so bad. But a guy like Pat, who's so special, we're watching like the next generational talent, the guy that we'll be talking about with Tom Brady in a few years. I think that is, I think they got an opportunity. They obviously have an opportunity, but I think it's going to be closer than what the people betting the game feel.
See, I want to say, and this is Patrick Mahomes, I really believe in this Mike McDonald guy. I really think this is going to be a little bit different. I think there's some blitz packages that are going to be dialed up, that are going to look real spicy for our guy Patrick Mahomes. As you take a sip of water, and you know better than anyone, because we can go back to 2019. By the way, I blame you for letting this dude start winning. This was like Patrick Mahomes before he won his first Super Bowl. This is 2019 AFC Championship game. He goes off for 4 total touchdowns. So you just know a different level of this guy, is what you're saying.
He's different, and you've seen it since I remember the 4th preseason game, his rookie year. He was playing. No one knew who Patrick Mahomes was, and he was throwing 60-yard bombs. And I'm on the sideline with a bag of seeds in my hand, going, "Who is this kid?" It's incredible, and there's so many cool parallels to 2019. Not cool for me, but in the regular season, they were up 10-0 in the game, and when we played them in Nashville, and we ended up winning that game. And then obviously in that, like, what a poor example of tackling by the Tennessee Titans defense there. Just an absolute gutter of a situation. And the thing that pisses me off the most is we literally had the same 40 time, okay? We had the same 40 time coming out. How is he that damn elusive? Yes. It's insane. He just has the ability to move and wiggle. He's got them wide hips, dude. He's got that center of gravity going on. So it's impressive. You can't count him out. And I think the biggest thing is, yes, the Ravens are an incredible team, but there is a formula to beat Lamar, unfortunately, and it's making him go east to west and make him throw the football. With Pat, it's kind of like you plaster guys and keep dudes in coverage and hope to God you get to him with 3 or 4. And so it's very difficult playing Pat. And if you have the right athletes for Kansas City, which they could. You could neutralize Lamar Jackson a little bit more with that running capability.
And they've got Chris Jones to give all the pressure that Lamar will be able to handle. Who's winning this game? You got the Chiefs? No, you got the Ravens. Or the Chiefs. Or the Ravens.
I got the Chiefs covering, but no, you know what? You got to take the Chiefs right now. We did it a few weeks ago. You think, the Chiefs are going to die, and then they just keep doing it.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. All right, let's flip over to the NFC. I want to talk about, let's root this in the O-line. Trent Williams still doesn't get talked about enough somehow, like the best all-around player in the actual NFL. Take a listen to him before the Packers game.
Y'all know what time it is, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It ain't no tomorrow, man. Don't count on tomorrow. Hey, it ain't no secret. If we gonna win, it's gonna be in this group. It's gonna be with us. We the soul, we the engine that make this go. Feel me? We can dominate. 3 steps left. Count this one. 3 steps left to the big goal we want, man. Lock the in. Give it everything, man. Everything you got. Let's go, man. Chris, what's your difference?
What do you think? What a beast.
What a speech.
He's the best.
What a speech. What a talent. He is the best. I think, the 49ers are going to win this game. I believe they win this game. They deserve to win this game. They deserve to be in the Super Bowl based on how the last 4 or 5 years have gone for them. But I'm happy for the Lions too. Trent Williams, yeah, you're right. He doesn't get talked about enough. He is such a talent. He is such a guy that we know he's great, but we won't fully understand until he is gone, retired, and has a gold jacket on.
I remember you at some point said, and I don't know if it was this off season or there was something that came up this morning. We were talking about this. George Kittle, who you love, friends with, tried to recruit you to come play right tackle for the Niners. Why didn't you have interest in playing opposite that dude?
Couple reasons, Kay. One, there's no way I would be a good right tackle. I'm awful. I'm an awful right tackle. I'm a terrible guard. I would be a horrendous center. I'm literally put on this earth to be a glorified security guard at the left tackle position. That is literally what I was put on this earth to do from a football standpoint. And the other reason is there's no shot my knee would have lasted 18 weeks walking around with these wobbly, shaky knees. My legs look like prey that you see in National Geographic. Like they're already small and tiny, and I would just get blown out of the water. So he called me, I feel like once a week at some point, just come on, just come play, be right tackle, put the reps in.
Yes.
And it was a hard no every single time.
Do you regret it? Look at where they are right now. Granted, like there's two, like, do you want to deal with Aiden Hutchinson all day? No, but doesn't part of you regret it? Doesn't part of you regret it?
Part of me regrets not being on a football team that's playing in the championship, yeah, but not at right tackle. It's an ego thing. Call it what you want. I was never going to play right tackle. There was a time, my second year, going into my third year, they were talking about drafting somebody first overall and moving me to right. And I remember telling my wife, I was like, if they do that, I will literally ask for a trade and I will hold out the entire year and I will go play for a minimum deal the next year.
I want to see you back on the field. I want to see you on a set. I want to see you doing all your thing. I want to see you beating Jason Kelce in a beer chugging contest. I don't know why you don't ever ask me to participate in these things. Taylor Lewan, before you go, Gronk's trying to hit this field goal. Will he make it or will he miss it? So in honor of that, I'm going to ask you some make or miss questions. So you're going to tell me if you're in on this or out on it. Is it a make or a miss? Up first, America's rooting for the Lions to win the Super Bowl. Get rid of this. America's rooting for the Lions to win the Super Bowl. Are you in on that or out on that?
I'm rooting for the Lions because I think it's really cool, but I'm also not rooting for them. I'm rooting for the 49ers, so that's a miss.
Okay, Bill Belichick will be an NFL coach next season. Make or miss?
Make.
Where?
I don't know. Right now, it just seems like Atlanta, but they're also looking at VRABEL.
I feel like you have a coaching meeting in Atlanta with Arthur Blank.
I don't know why you would want to go to Atlanta anyway right now. But yes, I think he will be a head coach. He wants to chase down that overall win.
I think he wants to be, but I don't think that's the question. I think he definitely wants to be, but I feel like, the game of musical chairs is over.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I'm going make. Going make.
Dry January. Make or miss?
Make, sure. Yeah, you can take a month, do your thing. Okay. Absolutely. Make it. Yeah, keep the health in order.
Roquan Smith, the scariest player left in the playoffs. Make or miss?
No, Trent Williams, miss.
Oh, I love it. The Chiefs are a dynasty no matter what happens this weekend. Make or miss?
Miss.
Why?
Because you got to win 3, right? That's like the whole thing about a dynasty. You got to win 3 and then rip it. So it's a miss. They got to make it.
This I know nothing about. Make or miss? Raw milk TikTok is obsessed with it. Raw milk. Make or miss?
Don't know what raw milk is. Is it just milk? If it is, sure, make. Milk's good for the body, good for the bones. Let's bring back the
I don't know. I feel
milk
like
mustache campaigns.
That was a tough one for you. I feel like you're going to have not vegan Twitter coming after you. Pickleball as a hobby, make or miss?
Make. I think it's storming the nation right now. A bunch of people are loving it. I've never played it once, but it looks like fun.
I played it for the first time yesterday, and as suspected, terrible at it. Kyle Shanahan going to drop the best game plan for the weekend.
Oh, make.
Make. Okay. All right. I love that. Derrick Henry returning to the Titans. Make or miss?
Miss.
Okay. Last one.
Miss.
Gronk will make the kick for the Kick of Destiny 2 in Las Vegas.
Make, dude. I'm a fan of Gronk. Yeah. Make, baby. Let's get that going.
Let's go. All right, Taylor Lewan, we appreciate you busting with the boys. Everything's buzzing. We're getting ready for Super Bowl. And we, of course, will talk to you down the stretch. We'll see you next week, my friend. And yes, guys, it's make or miss. And we are doing it in honor of Gronk. You guys can pick whether or not he will make or miss it at the Super Bowl. Will he sink a 25-yard field goal live on TV right before the game kicks off? Literally live right before. You at home can pick whether he makes or misses it for a share of $10 million in bonus bets. In Gronk's honor, we're going to hit you with some of these questions and segments with our favorite guests leading up to it. So there we have it, some make or miss action. You pick over at FanDuel Sportsbook. Okay.